Okay. So first and foremost, I have to let people know who you are. Other than just Harold, you and being like not like, but my brother in the order, you are my life coach as
Yes.
well. And when I first met you, that wasn't what it was at first. But I remember being one of your first few clients
Yes.
for your life coaching business back in,
2009.
wow. So I've known you
10 years.
10 years? That's a lot. That's a lot. And in those 10 years, I'm not the same person that you met the first
I
time.
would hope not.
Right. And I'm glad I took your life coaching availability because I needed it. I needed it. So I like to consult either a life coach or somebody in business who's doing what I want to do or doing better than I'm doing and run my ideas by them first. But I consulted a life coach that time because I just needed some order in every part of my life other than just the business part. So I called Harold and he asked me a battery of questions, and one of them was concerning my social life. It was spiritual and emotional, among some other things as well. But I had to come and tell him thank you personally because a few things he told me about my dating life. I wasn't dating at all. I'm not doing that much now either. But more than what I was doing when we first started the sessions. And he told me some things, two things that I can't paraphrase. One was change your frequency and change the pool you're swimming in. And I did that. I didn't do it immediately.
Well, no, it's actually change your frequency, change your life.
Yes. And one of the candid off the record conversations was like, well, what pool of men you swimming in? You
Yes.
swimming in a bunch of losers. And coming from a fellow man, a man himself, it made sense. It made sense. So since then, 9 years later, see, I comprehend a little slow sometimes. Changed the pool, and how I met my current friend, I guess you could say, wasn't planned. Or it was in a very different pool. A very different pool. A pool in a part of Connecticut, a wealthy part of Connecticut. And I was just minding my business. But the frequency was there, the different frequency. I wasn't that. What you told me to do initially was lay low a little bit. When you walk into a place, you don't always have to be rah-rah. Not loud rah-rah, but I talk a lot, as you guys know. And
Well, no, see, the thing is, telephone, the thing is, you are such an outgoing personality, right? And I've always known this about you. Literally from the day we met, because you stepped to me, right? And so sometimes, especially in the world we live in now, where everybody's trying to be cool, you know, we're like 80s kids, right? So in the 80s, you could walk in the spot and be like, yo, what's up? You know what it is, right? And if everybody in the spot knew you, it was cool. And if people didn't know you, they were more inclined to want to get to know you because you came out.
yeah,
But somehow over the years, especially in the East Coast, on the East Coast, people become more reserved. And not necessarily in a dignified or snooty way of being reserved, but just like, you know, more laid back, to where the person who walks in, quote unquote, Mr. or Miss Life of the party, they're the ones that's like, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. And that may or may not be the case, but why plant that seed in anybody's head? You know, so what I had suggested to you was, when you come into a new spot, peep the scene first. You know, survey the territory. It might not be that environment where you would want to just, hey, yo, you know, or it might be that environment where you might want to work the room and get to know a few people, so that if you feel the need to, hey, you got some people who kind of know you that can follow you with that.
Yeah.
So if somebody else was to be like, the f is going on? Like, nah, she cool, she just wild like that. You know, but if you just walk in like on 100,
Yeah.
everybody might be like, "The hell is wrong? This is a wine and sip. The hell? She coming in here like this is the Latin quarters. This is the wine and sip." You know, so yeah, so, and this is something I taught myself how to do. You know, just walk into a room, survey a room, and if the people in the room notice you first, that's cool. That's always cool. Walk in a room, be like, hey. Everybody wants that, I think. You know, but at the same time, in other words, it's better to walk in the room and your presence alone draws the attention and the people give you the attention, as opposed to you walking in the room and, for lack of a better word, demanding attention.
Okay, yeah.
Bringing forth the attention. Because granted, the people are, I don't want to say they're giving you the attention. I want to say you're taking their attention. When you walk in a room, hey, yo, what's going on? And it's really the wine and sip. You know, they're not giving you their attention. You know, as soon as somebody does this, you're taking their attention. So it's better to have people give you their attention. And your aura, your energy, especially somebody that, such as yourself, who's outgoing like that, who, you know, they're a tall woman, you're a black woman, and like back in the day you had the braids and the dreads and whatnot,
Yeah.
you know, so these are things that stand out on their own,
Yeah.
you know, and so you're still tall, you're still black. Only thing is different is the dreads, you know.
The hair is different.
You know, but you know, you're a dark-skinned woman with like the light auburn, cherry blonde, whatever you call that color hair, you know, so you could still stand out walking in the room.
It's just better when it's organic.
Exactly.
Okay. So explain the frequency part.
What do you mean?
Well, when I told you, when you told me that initially, what is frequency? Like, is frequency like me being like, okay, the tall person, or is frequency being like the loud person, or the demanding instead of just the letting it happen naturally?
Yes. Because you could be all those things. And you could be all those things at once, which is kind of frenetic and schizo, if you're asking me. Or you know, you could be the chameleon. You have to select the frequency that's best suited for your environment. This is why I said don't walk into every situation on 100.
Right.
Because some situations might not call for it.
Right.
You know, I came up with, for me personally, the change your frequency, change your life mantra, if you will, probably about 4 years ago. I went to this networking conference in Maryland, and it was the first time that I was in an environment with people in various aspects of business, many of whom were in the personal development self-help space, and they were 90% black. You know, from people just starting out, trying to figure out their direction, to millionaires who've been killing the game in their respective areas for a while. And all of these people are within hand's reach. All of these people are close enough to where, excuse me, can I talk to you for a second? You know, and it was just an empowering weekend. I mean, I was there from Wednesday to Sunday, and there was always something to do. There was always something to do. There were always, it was just a total paradise of positivity, if you will. And I left charged. I was empowered, you know, and I realized that you have to change your frequency, change the people that you're around, change your environment, change the books that you read, change the television that you watch. I'm proud to well, it's a blessing and a curse at times, because when my wife and I first met, she wasn't like the for the most part, neither was I really politically astute. We kind of knew what was going on out in the world, but as long as wasn't no bombs crashing, you know, and then God forbid, like a couple weeks after we got married, it was 9/11,
Oh.
you know. But other than that, we weren't really politically astute. But then, with Obama coming into office and the crap that he was going through, I started watching the news a lot more. And then in turn, she started watching the news a lot more. So now we're more, and then with this person, I'm gonna be nice for your viewers, but with this person and the shenanigans he's got going on, you know, we're more politically astute. We're more astute to be. So when I say change your frequency can be any particular environment that you have to, you know, navigate through, and your mindset and how you carry yourself while navigating through any given area or environment. So
Right.
if this is why you put the change your frequency, change your pool together, because if you're around a whole bunch of people who are just not about anything, then, you know, it's like Jim Rome said, you show me who you are, I show you who you with.
Yeah.
You know, you are the sum result of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to look at that, and no offense to them, those who I hang out with, but I noticed a difference in the frequency I was feeling as well, and decided to put some distance.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing personal,
Mm-hmm.
but I want something different in my life. I want to grow,
Right.
and those people they're growing in a different direction. They're going this way, and I want to go this way.
Right, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because only you can walk your journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've been saying this ever since I started. You know, what tends to happen is when you put yourself on a serious path of personal self-development improvement, right? Those people who are not on said path
Yeah.
begin to notice the change. And the change that they notice is a different energy,
Mm-hmm.
because what you are actually doing is you are violating the sanctity of the comfort zone.
So prior to the change, that was the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So now, okay. So
I mean,
violating it is.
let's say you have 3 or 4 friends, girls, guys, mixed, whatever, doesn't matter, right? And you've known each other since 8th grade.
Mhm.
And I won't put you on blast, but you're a woman of a certain age now.
They
right?
know I'm over 38.
Oh, well, there you go. You know, so you've known these people since 8th grade. And without fail, I mean, you guys went to college together. I mean, you guys just know each other. Y'all the true clique. Y'all ride or die. Y'all just, but you know, ain't nobody really doing nothing special. You got your job, they got their jobs, and y'all just get together and hang out on the weekends or what have you, you know. But you decide, you know what, I want more. I want to have my own business. I want to be my own boss. So you stop hanging out with them. When they call you, hey girl, what's going on? What you doing? I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. Alright, so let me holler at you later. Hey Nathan, what's going on? What you doing? No, I'm reading Find a Way to Make a Way.
A little plug.
I'm reading Find a Way to Make a Way.
His book.
And what happens is they be like, your friends will be like, what's wrong with Nathan? She don't hang out no more. She's reading all the damn time.
Why is that always a reaction? Why is it such a wild type of like mean type of?
Because you
better.
are violating the sanctity
Okay. Right.
of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is we just vibe, we just chill, we just hang out, we just roll, we just go out, we go to the movies, we go to the park, we kick it, we play spades, play Uno, play punk, whatever, right? But now you reading, going networking events and motivational seminars. You got You can't talk to us because you got a life coach appointment that you. Who the hell she thinks she is? What's she trying to be? Right? So what's happening is the people are questioning your moves because they don't understand your moves. They don't understand your moves because you're no longer on that same level. You have changed your frequency. This is the frequency you guys have been on since 8th grade. And now you're up here somewhere, but they're still down here.
Yeah.
Right? And this space in the middle is all confusion.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand. They're looking up and they don't know what the hell you got going on up here. Right? And you're looking up and you don't know what the hell is waiting for you up there. Right? But at least you're closer than there. You know. And they can either come with you, but chances are most people won't. Because they have to, everyone has to have their own kick in the pants moment. Everybody, it's like they say about addicts, everyone has to have their own rock bottom moment before they can really acknowledge and admit that they have a problem. So when you begin to violate the sanctity of the comfort zone, you know, your friends will either at some point, if you explain it to them, they'll either understand and support you, or they'll be like, she done changed. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, they reject you. I don't.
Yeah. In which case, that's the most beautiful thing, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because if you're trying to better yourself, think about this. I mean, we grew up in predominantly black communities growing up.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And for us in the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, you know, if we spoke proper, we were talking white.
Yeah, I told that a lot.
if we did well in school and got good grades, we were acting white.
Yeah.
As if to, and that's a, you know, that correlation is a bad thing.
Yeah.
As if to say, not speaking the language we have, because it's not our original language, but it's the only language we got, you know, starting out. So at least speak that properly. And if you can't speak that properly, that's good. And if we don't do well in school, and we don't get good grades, and we don't become intelligent people, that's good, right? No, that's asinine. You know, so that's a frequency that we have to change. But even growing up, if I remember a girl, her name was Janaea Saunders. I hope she's doing well in her life right now. We were in like 5th or 6th grade together, 6th, 7th, 8th grade together. And at that age, I was reading comic books. This girl was reading like Nancy Drew mysteries, like novels and whatnot, which is appropriate for that age. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't start reading like real books till probably, I think the first real book I read was the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Yeah, that's a
real book. And that was in 8th grade.
That's a real book.
You know, and so what we have to do is realize that in order to improve ourselves, we have to take that leap, and we have to come to that road to Damascus moment where, you know, I have to make this move, and I don't care who comes with me or not. You know, you either ride or die. You know, so people think the ride or die thing is, you know, we're gonna ride or die together. No, I'm gonna ride. Now, if you ride with me, then we ride. But if you're not gonna ride with me, then you dead to me because I'm leaving you back. Yeah. You know, and the problem is, a lot of people are afraid to leave their friends back. They feel like they're not being a good friend themselves by leaving somebody back. But if that person doesn't want to move forward, why are you going to kill yourself? Why are you going to shoot yourself in the foot and stay back when you see so much out there in the world that you can put your hands on, but this person want to stay here? You know, you have to take that leap, and you have to be willing to stand by yourself. If nobody else will stand with you, and you believe that what you're doing is right, especially if you're doing it for yourself to improve yourself, your future family, if you plan on having one. You know, you got to be willing to take that leap. You got to be able to, you know, do that thing yourself. You know, I'm the middle of 3 cousins. I have an older cousin, I'm the middle, and I have a younger cousin, right? Now, in my late teens, early 20s, I was the one who stepped out, because you know the middle child always steps out. You know, I was the one who stepped out, left college, joined the Air Force.
So you didn't finish, you left like the what year?
Listen, I'm a 3-time college dropout.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
wow.
Shoot, I dropped out of college in '89 and joined the Air Force, and went off the desert. You know, went through my training, and in '91 we had Desert Storm, and that inspired me to get my ass back in school, cause war, f that. And so after when I came back in '91, I went back to school in the fall of '91, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm back in class, and this stuff is boring as it always was. And that's when I made the determination I wanted to become a cop. And guess what? I didn't need a college degree to be a cop. I could just take the civil service test. So me and my little, you know, early 20s think I know it all mindset, dropped out of college again. You know, now I'm doing like the what do you call flashlight cop, top flight security type situation. And you know, but I know I have this goal. I want to be a cop. I have this goal. I want to be a cop. And 1999 finally rolls around. We approaching the new millennium, and all the tests I done took and the applications I done filled out, ain't nothing coming through. I got a good job at Old Navy, you know, doing loss prevention. I was on a track to, well, I was actually a supervisor by the time I resigned, so I was on a good managerial track. They had a tuition reimbursement program that I talked the regional manager into letting me qualify for. And so my goal at that time was if this cop thing don't work out, then
we're good.
No. if this cop thing don't work out, then I'm just gonna go back to school, get my degree, and I'm gonna ride this Old Navy way, you know. And I went to school. First day of classes, got my list of books I had to buy and whatnot. When I got home, letter from my hometown police department telling me I was hired.
So she just went straight.
So that was the third time I dropped out of college.
So you don't need a college degree to do what you need to do. Change your frequency. Oh wait. I also wanted to.
Oh wait, no.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
Pause. I do have a college degree. Change your frequency. Change your life. The year is 2013. No, 2012. I had been speaking for a couple years, I've been speaking at a, what do you call it, Jesus. There's an event at Monroe College in the Bronx. A mentoring event, that's what I'm thinking. Where they bust in like about 300 to 500 black and brown boys from all the 5 boroughs to Monroe College. And I'm sitting there, and I'm talking. This is my first time going to this thing. I've been doing it like 2-3 years after that, but this is my first time going. I had a great time talking to these boys, you know, encouraging them to stay in school and do the right thing and don't drop out, because that's what I did. I'm doing well, but I don't want you to walk that path that I walk. Just stay your ass in school. So on my drive home, I'm actually kicking myself in the pants. Everybody has to have the kick yourself in the pants moment to improve yourself. Because of all the things I've been called in my life, sometimes to my face, the one thing that'll get us to fighting is if you call me a hypocrite. My word means everything, you know? So I realized to myself, I'm calling myself on my own stuff on the drive home from the Bronx, in that I was a 3-time college dropout, but I'm espousing the value of a college education to these boys, right? I mean, I did it well. It wasn't like any of them was like, yeah, but you dropped out. No, I was also making 6 figures on my job, you know, that I had retired from early, you know. But my thinking was, if I'm going to speak to young people about the value of a college education, I should have a complete college education.
Right.
So I put myself back in school and finished it in a year.
Oh wow. Well, you have some credits already, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so it didn't take too long.
It Well, I banged it out in a year. And I, you know, honestly, I could have done it in 9 months, but I took 3 months off.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
Change of frequency, change of life.
definitely lots of changing of frequencies. And one of my change of frequency was consulting you
Mm-hmm.
because I was ready for some change, and I'm glad I did. And I always tell, not always, but I say often in my posts, I'm a hot mess by myself. And it was just some things that wasn't working because I was pretty much by myself, like trying to figure things out in my head, and it wasn't working. Sometimes in my head, it's not the best option. So I've got to come out of my head, out of my inside, out of my frequency, that is. And I'm glad I called you. Glad I called you. It took some time to get to where I am now mentally, the growth, but I don't think it would have happened the way it happened if I didn't consult you, if I didn't call you and ask you, all right, let me stop being a hot mess by myself. And I think everybody should have a life coach. Everyone, or that, I wouldn't say your best friend. Sometimes it's not your best friend. Sometimes your best friends are bad habits in a good way. And just want to say thank you very, very much. And so I wanted to share you with my friends. And picking a life coach is not, it's like picking a trainer. Not every trainer is for everybody. Not every life coach is. I've had a life coach, someone who I knew was a life coach, but she was too nice. And the way in which you speak to me, just very bluntly, our conversations were very non-clinical, just very spot on, and I appreciate your candor and you being real with me, because I'm the kind of person where if you say too nice, I'm not gonna listen, I'm not gonna be interested, I'm not gonna take it seriously, just because that's the kind of person I am. But you really have to, like, not punch me in the face, but my mom was the right child rearer for me, because I just
see, but you know what it is? Some people need to get punched in the face.
Yeah, I need that gut.
But for some people, if you just do that, like,
that's
okay,
enough.
Okay,
no, I'm not flinching. I'm like whatever.
But there's something that'll make everybody flinch. Because my mom and my dad used to tell me always growing up, you know, you might think you bad, but there's always somebody better.
This is very true.
You know, so
very true.
So let me coach you now and say, don't sit there and say you ain't gonna flinch. Ain't nothing gonna make you flinch. You know, I used to tell rookie cops, you know, guys that came on the job after me, you know how you feel right now? It's like your first, second day on the street. You know how you feel right now? That all that stuff they taught you in the academy, everything is swimming around in your head. You feel like now that you really on the street, you don't know nothing. Yeah, keep that. That's called humility.
Yeah.
That's called humility. If you ever find yourself with somebody that's going to tell you, man, I done seen it all, stay the hell away from that person, because that's going to be the dude that gets you indicted. You know, you always want to maintain a level of humility about life, because God, the universe, or whoever you deem your higher power to be, will show you who God, the universe, whoever you deem your higher power to be really is.
Yeah, that's some adulting there. That's some sort of grown folks situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I find sometimes I want to hold on, not share. For some reason, I don't know what that's about. But
well, let's explore it, no joke.
So for those, I highly recommend Harold to those of you who are like me, very stubborn for no reason at all.
Yeah,
that kick in the pants.
And I don't put up with it.
No, he doesn't.
I tell you straight up truth. You know,
No.
I don't put up with it.
My trainer Will, he was like that too, very much like if I would cry a little bit, and he just ignored the little tears and asked, well, did you die? And I was like, no. He said, well, let's go.
Let's go.
No.
You know, you breathing, you good.
Absolutely. So I just tell people, everybody, how to find you. I could tell them for you.
Nah, I'm sure you put little words on the thing when you edit it.
Sure, I'll add all that stuff. But I want to share. Just share
website is coachrjr.com. On Twitter, the Ice Talks, all one word, the Ice Talks. Our Facebook, facebook.com/HRJR Enterprises. Oh, and the podcast. The podcast is the ICE Talks. ICE being an acronym for Implement Change Every Day. The most notable platforms you can find it on are Apple Podcasts or iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and as of the top of this month, iHeartRadio. So
cool.
Yeah, baby. Moving around, making some things happen.
All right.
You know, so any of those platforms, or you can just Google the ICE Talks, and you know, I'm about 61 episodes in. Yes, 61 episodes in.
That's hot. Okay.
And I'm very proud of my latest episode. It's called 5 Kinds of Money.
I'm gonna go listen. I'm gonna go listen. That's excellent. Well, Harold, thank you. I appreciate you. So formal. so formal. Thank you so much.
They don't need to see us hug it out. Ain't none of their business.
Well, I thank you. I'm very grateful for you and to you.
Yeah.
And I just want everybody to level up too.
Absolutely.
Change that frequency.
Yes.
Even if it takes you a minute to comprehend and implement it, like
listen, everybody has to walk their own journey.
Yeah.
And things have to come in their own time.
Yeah.
You
definitely.
know, there's a Chinese saying that goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah, I was ready.
Now, that teacher might not necessarily be another human being. It might be an experience. See?
Mm-hmm.
When the student is ready, that basically means when the person is in a place where they're open to receive their frequency, they have a frequency that's open to receive another frequency, another experience, another lesson. It might be the experience or the lesson itself that is the teacher. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, what I believe is, what is meant to be yours will be yours. The problem that we have is we want what we want when we want it.
Yeah.
But what is meant to be yours will be yours when it's meant to be yours.
Right.
Not a day sooner, but not a day later.
Right.
And the frustration comes in that we want to control that, and more often than not, we have no control over that. You know, so actually the episode on my podcast prior to 5 Kinds of Money is entitled Goals Take Time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I wanted to be a cop when I wanted to be a cop. It took me about 5-6 years.
Right.
You know, I had to go through some things when I went through my retirement where I didn't receive income from May of 2011 to November of 2011. And it was a hard time going, but, you know, kept the faith, kept my head up. You know, family stayed fed, cars didn't get repossessed, life stayed on. And when my situation finally got resolved, I got a very nice retro check. So things happen when they're meant to happen.
Right.
All you can do is just keep your head up, keep the faith, and know that what you want is meant to be yours, because, and we'll close with this. If it doesn't matter if you yell it from the highest mountain or you whisper it within the deepest recesses of your soul, if you are serious about something that you want to have, do, or become, God, the universe, whoever you deem your higher power to be, takes notice, and then you will be tested. You will be tested for your worthiness as to whether or not you deserve to have what it is you want to do or become.
Right.
You know, and if you give up, then you failed the test. You know, you got to go through some things to get to some things, and it's not going to seem fair. It's not going to seem right. Why does this person just slide in the home plate and I got to run all the damn bases? Hey, you can't worry about what this person over here is doing. This person might have been giving up some ass to get that head start. You know what I'm saying? This person might be selling crap and drive that fancy car. You know, all you could do is follow your path in the most honorable way that you can. so that when your time comes, you can appreciate and enjoy your reward.
All right. And cut.
And see.
Thank you. That's awesome. Now we'll go off here, and I'll tell you the real story about chemistry.